The 2006 NHL Draft, a draft that yielded several talents like Nicklas Backstrom, Claude Giroux, and Phil Kessel. But as you may know, these few players predictably were highly sought after and taken within the first round. Even players such as Kyle Oposo, Michael Grabner, and Derek Brassard were all selected by their respective teams as the cream of the crop. So how in hockey's name did a player that would go on to score 100 points in a single season get so overlooked? In this video, I'm going to do my best to answer that question and dissect exactly why Brad Marchand was taken as low as he was. And with that, here's why this future Stanley Cup champ was so overlooked, and how he proved everyone wrong. It's 2004 and Marchand is playing for a new team after his previous one, the Dartmouth Subways, the same exact team that Sidney Crosby once played for. While not being the biggest guy out there by far, Marchand proved himself to coaches that at 5'9" he could still compete as hard as anyone, and earned a spot on the team power play and eventually the second line. Finishing with only 29 points in 69 games played for the 2004-2005 season, Brad still definitely had more to prove. And following the season, the forward returned to do just that, while more than doubling his previous point total with 66 points in 68 games played, along with an impressive 29 goals to his name. Even still, as the 2006 NHL Draft came and went in Vancouver, it became painfully clear that Marchand still needed to prove that he could compete professionally. While being selected 71st overall in the third round by the Bruins, Marchand, through scouting, was portrayed as an undersized grinder with above-average skill. Ted Nolan, his former coach for the Wildcats, had this to say about the future star. "I've never seen a guy more determined to get a puck in all the years I coached junior hockey," Nolan says. "He's going to be a dynamite steal. People might say he's too small, but with the way the game's changing, everything's evolving around skill and speed. And Brad Marchand is a perfect prototype for that new era of hockey." Whether or not Nolan saw into a crystal ball has yet to be determined. But for Boston, choosing the smaller, grittier option in the third round turned out to be a real cornerstone for the franchise, and more. But before Marchand could shine in Boston, he quickly found himself hightailing it north to Quebec, where he had a breakout season of 80 points in 57 games played, and even came in clutch for the team in the postseason while averaging 2 points a game. But despite this, Marchand found himself suiting up for his third QMJHL team after being traded to his hometown, the Halifax Mooseheads. After putting up 73 points between the two teams in 57 games, the Nova Scotia native finally moved a step closer to being in Boston's lineup, as Marchand made his AHL debut in 2008. And the forward didn't do much to prove his case, as he wasn't able to exactly stand out while averaging .75 points per game, which was well behind future busts such as Martins Carsoms and Martin St-Pierre. Even Johnny Boychuk had more points while finishing with 6 more at 65. But thankfully for Marchand, despite this, his NHL debut finally came in the following year, during the 2009-2010 season. Unfortunately for Marshy though, his first go-around professionally didn't do so well, as he was only able to tally a single assist in 20 games played. But after being sent back down though, Boston's little ball of hate had a newly found fire to his game, while notching an impressive 32 points in 34 games played. This of course granted him another go at the NHL, but this time, Marchand made sure he'd never play one more day in the minors. At the season's beginning, Marchand quickly found a home on the Merlot line, named after the red wine reportedly due to their dark red practice sweaters. Alongside grinders Sean Thornton and Gregory Campbell, he began matching their game while complementing the hard-nosed, tenacious style they displayed. And then, as fate would have it, after coach at the time Claude Julien became thoroughly impressed with the newbies' two-way game, Marchand quickly found himself playing with Patrice Bergeron. Marchand became a powerful, multifaceted tool for the Bee while being utilized on the penalty kill unit. At the end of the season, number 63 had nothing to hang his head about, as he finished with an impressive 36 points in 45 games played for Boston. This put him in the Calder conversation as he finished 12th in voting. As you may know, as a rookie in the playoffs, Marchand not only began to submit his pest persona, but also set a franchise record for the Bee, after scoring 11 goals along the playoff run. As the Bruins captured the Stanley Cup in June, a new picture was beginning to be painted. The guy that was a complete foot shorter than his captain would continue to prove that height or size isn't everything. And surprisingly, after the world witnessed Sidney Crosby at 5'11" go first overall,
5'11", boys, 5'11".
The previous year in the first round, the 2006 draft didn't yield a single player that was under 6 feet. This, combined with his status of a third rounder, definitely contributed to his prolonged development in the long run. Even still, this feisty forward who came in hot and is still burning opponents with his chirps and goals has proven that size doesn't always matter.